Victor Tango Alpha November Bravo, Mumbai ground. How do you read?
Victor Tango Alpha November Bravo, Mumbai ground.
Hmm. Yes, you want to be
Okay.
the ATC? Great. Works.
Mumbai ground, Victor Tango Alpha November Bravo, read you 5. How do you read?
Victor Tango Alpha November Bravo, Mumbai ground. Radio 5. Primary 88908. Secondary 767472. So here I have given
Say,
you HF frequencies.
hmm.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, you were saying something?
Say again after secondary. Vic-
767472. Mumbai ground.
Primary 88908, secondary 767472. Victor Tango Alpha November Bravo.
Very good. Okay, so do you have any doubts? Let's get started with any questions if we have.
No, I read all the phraseologies again, and I have seen charts, and I was looking at the radio calls report which you have sent me. I was trying to figure out the patterns, format. I wrote two, three format from that. I think, yeah, let's
Can
just
you
start.
share?
I
Can
think,
you discuss those calls?
uh, I wrote few from my previous attempt, which I have learned, like for radio check, pushback and startup, taxi, lineup, departure, for abandoning takeoff, and for position report, for weather deviation, in case ATC is in contact, in case ATC is not in contact, and no ATS route is available. I think, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
few from that.
So how do you find these situations? Easy or difficult or confusing?
Not easy because I have to practice it. I didn't practice it. I just wrote the format. So, yeah.
Okay, great. We are going to discuss a few situations
Hmm.
firstly, and along with those situations, directly, indirectly, we'll be doing rules of the air related
Hmm.
things like what your intent should be.
Hmm.
That is what we'll be discussing and how to structure the calls. So there are certain major calls that will come under a not so everyday situation, and they could be like deviation related to weather when you have RCF.
Hmm.
Now, experiencing RCF can happen with anyone, and at least once or twice happens with a pilot who's been flying for maybe 5 years, 10 years, and so on.
Hmm.
So the rate of repetition of these for the same pilot is very
Hmm.
less, but it still happens, and we need to know how to take care of it in case that happens. So, relaying messages is something that people do during
Hmm.
RCF, and relay calls are expected in the examination.
Hmm.
Along with that, we have calls related to weather, related
Hmm.
to RVSM, and related to RCF. Okay.
Hmm.
So weather we can say with ATC and without ATC, and
Hmm.
same goes for RVSM with ATC, without ATC. Now without
Hmm.
ATC is RCF for us,
Hmm.
and RCF, okay, RCF in itself will say deviation required and no deviation required. Now I'm showing you three major parameters which have a lot of similarities between them.
Hmm.
So it becomes much more easy to compare and discuss points.
Hmm.
So weather deviation with ATC. Now it is a standard procedure.
Hmm.
Either the pilot will get bad weather information via their weather radar,
Hmm.
or they will be informed by traffic controllers or some other source would give them an information that you have bad weather en route. When we have bad weather en route, we request ATC for weather deviation,
Hmm.
and we can follow either a standard deviation procedure,
Hmm.
or we can follow what we see on the radar and what maneuvers we need to make checking the radar screen. According to that, we can ask. In the exams, we can go for standard deviation patterns.
Hmm.
So, what are those standard deviation patterns like? They're very simple. We communicate with ADC. Mostly, it will be control, and then we mention our call sign.
Hmm.
We'll take a flight plan that we were discussing in last session. Okay.
Okay.
And we're going from Nagpur to Vishakhapatnam, which we can
Hmm.
see on this screen, November 877. Okay. Remember we
Yeah.
discussed
Okay.
this?
Hmm.
This is the route here, November
Hmm.
877.
Hmm.
So if you get a situation where you're told that some position reference is given to you, let's say the question says that you are over Uksana and you have received bad weather ahead en route somewhere here. Okay.
Okay.
Or maybe some other
Roger.
position reference will be given to you.
Hmm.
So what do? You connect with ATC
Hmm.
and you tell ATC that I'm here. I have received bad weather warning
Hmm.
ahead. I would like to deviate.
Hmm.
And how am I going to deviate is what I also have to tell them.
Okay.
So how do I have to deviate? So mostly I can either go on the right or I can either go on the left of the route.
Hmm.
And accordingly, so I can take a right turn like this, and then I can fly parallel on deviated track. And once I'm clear of this bad weather situation, I can request to rejoin the route
Oh,
like
wait
this.
a second. This cursor is not moving.
Okay. Once again, I'll share with you.
Oh, yeah.
S- So weather deviation, following standard deviation patterns is what we are discussing. And
Hmm.
during CF also, we will do the same standard deviation pattern.
Hmm.
Hmm. So either we turn right or left.
Hmm.
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 Okay, here we cannot see this. Okay, fine. You'll be able to see it now. So over Uksana,
Hmm.
and we have bad weather ahead.
Hmm.
So we are over Uksana, we have bad weather ahead. I'm shading the bad weather area in red somewhere here.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we can do this. We can take a right. It's a 30-degree right, and
Hmm.
we fly like this, and then we rejoin like this.
Hmm.
Okay. So basically, what we say is that we will turn right at for a specific distance, and we'll
Hmm.
change our altitude by a specific value until we are clear of weather, or for a set duration that will help us get clear of the weather.
Hmm.
And once we're clear of the weather, we connect with ATC, tell them that we are clear of the weather, we are somewhere here. We say we are abeam the route, and we mention our existing flight level, and then we mention that we need to rejoin the route. So request
Hmm.
rejoining clearance.
Hmm.
Now let's be careful here. I think let's correct this. Mm, wait. Mm, Yeah. So here is the bad weather, and this is how we'll be going. We'll stick to the blue route only.
Hmm.
So this is how the deviation pattern would be, and the similar deviation pattern would be used when flying RVSM. In RVSM, what happens whenever our aircraft becomes non-compliant with RVSM requirements, then
Hmm.
we cannot fly in the RVSM airspace.
Hmm.
And when we cannot fly in the RVSM airspace, we have to request to either descend or climb to a non-RVSM flight level.
Hmm.
Okay, so all the four calls are very standard. All these four calls are very standard and very similar. These four. So for RVSM, we write down couple of points that it is from flight level 290 to flight level 410. For an aircraft to be RVSM approved, the PIC has to be RVSM approved, the airspace should be RVSM approved, and the aircraft should be RVSM approved. When we talk about the aircraft being RVSM approved, we have certain systems that should be operational.
Hmm.
Like we have Mode Charlie and Mode Sierra, which should be working, transponders. Then we should have automatic
So,
automatic altitude holding device. It should be working. We should
hmm.
have altitude alerting devices. They should be working. We should have altimeter redundancy. Altimeter redundancy means that both altimeters should show the same value.
Hmm.
And there is one more thing that should be working, that is ACAS or TCAS. They should be operational. So whenever any of these things malfunctions while you are in flight, and if your flight was RVSM approved,
Hmm.
then you have to speak with ATC, tell them that you are unable RVSM due equipment. This
Hmm.
is the phrase that we use. And then you ask for a non-RVSM flight level. And then you carry on to the non-RVSM flight level, on the non-RVSM flight level till your destination.
Hmm.
With weather deviation with ATC and with RVSM with ATC,
Hmm.
you do two things. With weather, you ask for deviation. With RVSM, you ask for a non-RVSM flight level. But when you lose contact with ATC,
Hmm.
then your calls for deviation on your own. Deviation on own means that it is important for the safety that you have to deviate without ATC's approval. So that comes under the category that we have to deviate on our own. And to deviate on our own, we have only certain standard deviations that we can fly. So the standard deviations is what we are going to discuss. And those standard deviations will come in three parts: asking whether deviation with ATC, without ATC, and enable RVSM due equipment with RCF. So let's see how the calls would be like. If I'm over Uxana, which control do you think I will be speaking with?
Nagpur.
Negative. See this blue line?
Hmm.
This blue line will separate ACCs. So we are inside the blue line. Here we can see Nagpur is available till flight level 255. Okay. CTA Nagpur control. Let's look for more ATCs here. Do you think Visakhapatnam has control? Check here. Bhubaneswar control exists, but under
Hmm.
Bhubaneswar we have Kolkata control talking over here. Flight level 255 to flight level 460.
460.
Hmm. Visakhapatnam will check what call ADCs we have. Do we see TMA return anywhere? We have Visakhapatnam tower available, and approach also is not visible. CTA. So this is Vizag tower only
We
taking
can
care.
talk to Bhubaneswar.
We can talk to Bhubaneswar, but Bhubaneswar airspace is taken care of by Kolkata ACC only over here. Check this. Kolkata control.
Control.
ACC is the keyword here. Yeah. Remember these
Hmm.
abbreviations we have to decode. They're in the parking lot. So mostly Kolkata control.
Hmm.
Nagpur and then Kolkata control.
Control. Hmm.
Yeah. Check the flight level. If your flight level is above 255, then mostly Kolkata
The
control.
control.
If not Kolkata, then Nagpur for sure.
Hmm.
So, and cross check these ATCs with the ATCs given in the exam. Okay.
Hmm.
Yep. So, how would the call be like? Very simple call over Uxana. Let's discuss let's write the varieties in questions here. S- Over Uxana informed of bad weather ahead en route. Simple question. Next question that we'll be discussing would also be similar. It'll be like you are over Uxana, bad weather ahead, no ATC is responding. Either this way or some other hint would be given about RCF. Similar situation, RVSM with ATC over Uxana, mode Charlie fails. And one more, without ATC, RVSM question would be like over Uxana, mode Charlie fails, you experience total RCF. Something like this.
Hmm.
Now, point number two and point number, yeah, point number two and point number four in green, that this is two and this is four. So RCF, if deviation is required, in these two cases, it is RCF and we definitely need deviation. For whether
Hmm.
we know we need deviation, we'll follow a
Hmm.
standard deviation procedure. But for
Hmm.
RVSM, with
Hmm.
ATC, we ask for a non-RVSM flight level. But without ATC,
Hmm.
we have to deviate on our own following a similar deviation procedure. So whenever you have to deviate on your own, which is the
Hmm.
case when there is an RCF,
Hmm.
then we fall under the category of RVSM, correction, under the category of RCF, deviation required, and
Hmm.
any deviation required on own
Hmm.
becomes a pan call.
Hmm.
And the call goes to all aircraft set to times in the vicinity. So the call goes on to the original frequency of the control, but you make the call to all aircrafts in the vicinity and you tell them what is going on. If you are
Hmm.
deviating, then where you are
Hmm.
deviating, what aircraft you're flying, keep all your
Hmm.
exterior lights on, keep a
Hmm.
lookout so that they
Hmm.
can be aware that you're doing deviations on your own.
Hmm.
When RCF exists and when you have no deviation, then we do a call called transmitting blind call.
Hmm.
Simple call. Here, while transmitting blind, you carry on with your flight plan. You resume normal navigation as per your flight plan. All
Hmm.
you have to do is transmit the call every 10 minutes or so. So I'll tell you how the transmitting blind call is done. It has a structure. In that structure, it's a normal call. You just say Kolkata Control and 129er over Oksana, experiencing RCF, no ATC responding. Position estimates ETA. I will call again in next 10 minutes. I say again, and then you say the whole call again. I will call again in next 10 minutes. You transmit it into RT language. So we'll call again at so and so time. That time will be 10 minutes from present time. Then you say the phrase I say again, and you repeat the whole call again. So transmitting blind works like that.
Hmm.
So these first five calls will
Hmm.
have a lot of similarities. Just number three, that is RVSM with ATC, that will be a different call. Weather with ATC, weather without ATC, and RVSM without ATC will be very similar. And RCF deviation own are nothing but the two calls without ATC, RVSM also and weather also.
Hmm.
Are you following? Any confusion? Okay, let's take a moment to grasp everything. Now we're just going to see
Hmm.
calls and differences in the calls.
Hmm.
Do you remember the flight plan?
Yeah, I took picture of it.
Yeah, very good.
From Nagpur to Visakhapatnam, flight level 330.
Uh-huh.
Estimated time of departure 1230.
Mm-hmm.
Call sign I fly 1269.
Mm-hmm. 1 to 6
Route
niner.
1269er. Route November 877. Aircraft type Airbus 321 moderate. Rules IFR flight type S Sierra. Equipment Sierra. Alternate not given. Other information hospital flight QNH 1012.5. Passenger on board 90. Stand 5.
Passenger on board
Uh,
900. Come on.
Niner
We have
0.
practice 9. We cannot falter back.
Niner
Mm.
0. Stand
Mm.
5.
So 1230 is our time of departure, estimated time
Hmm.
of departure, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
What all ATCs did we have? We have Nagpur Tower Approach Control.
Control.
We had Vizag
Which?
Tower and Approach.
Hmm.
And we had Kolkata Control.
Hmm.
So see, we will only talk to Kolkata Control there. Makes it much more easier.
Hmm.
If Kolkata Control is still not talking because we are very close to the control boundary, then we can speak with Nagpur Control. But we'll check.
Hmm.
Okay. So weather deviation somewhere ahead of Uxana, you have been informed when you are over Uxana. So the call is pretty simple. We'll keep looking at the flight plan so that we don't miss out of on any essential information in the flight plan.
Hmm.
Always make sure you mention information given in the flight plan in the examination.
Hmm.
Okay. I hope I'm not too fast. Okay, good. So the call, let's take the call. Kolkata,
Okay.
Kolkata Control, Air India 129er, moderate, over Oksana,
Hmm.
flight level 330,
Hmm.
November 877, received bad weather warning ahead, would like to turn right for 15 nautical miles. At 10 nautical miles, will climb 300 feet. Duration 10 minutes. To avoid weather, request weather deviation. I hope you heard the call.
Hmm.
Now the key parameters in this call are turning right or left, for 1 5 nautical miles.
mm,
And in those 1 5 nautical miles, as you reach 10 nautical miles, you will either climb or descend 300 feet.
mm,
So I'll make an turn right or left and
mm,
climb or descend 300 feet. So you'll just stick to one option. Okay. There is a rule that pilots have been taught, and that rule goes like this: SAND. If you are south, if you are on a southern heading,
Descend. Mm,
you climb.
mm,
And if you are on a northern heading, you descend. More on this can be found in our relevant CARs. So north will be descend. Remember, I told you in last session that north and south, these are our cardinal points. So any direction from here till here, I can say 09er 1 to 269er will be southern for us. Correct?
mm.
And the upper one will be northern. Remember, magnetic tracks are given to you on the routes.
So, I have one doubt.
Uh-huh.
But every time we give like position report, here also we are telling our position. Do we have to mention the time or no? It's not mandatory.
You can always mention the time. Kolkata control India 123 moderate 1315 over Xana flight level 330. You can always mention the time somewhere in the call or at the start of the call.
Mm,
So that's the present time. Time is important to be given in a report, which is a position report, because time becomes one of the important elements.
mm,
But in other calls also, present time is obvious, but you can always mention that in your call wherever
mm,
you feel the need.
mm,
Reports we will do. So in
mm,
reports, yeah, we will mention time for sure.
mm,
What other things? You can always mention more things in your calls based upon your flight plan, based upon the question, based upon the situations. It's not like you have to mug up only one type of call.
mm,
It needs to be made sure that we don't miss out on any essential information.
mm,
Now, if we check, the call seems pretty straightforward, and this is the kind of calls they are expecting. They might expect you to give a shorter call also. It's just that it's important if there is any special handling given to us, then we should mention hospital flight. That could also be mentioned in this call. Endurance also could have been mentioned in the call because we are doing a weather deviation.
mm,
Passengers on board could also have been mentioned. So you take that call. Before making any call,
mm.
decide what all things you're going to mention. Check the
And
flight plan, check the relevance, and then
uh,
only frame the call. Please go ahead.
in this call, do we have to mention like estimating next waypoint or estimating next two waypoints at this time?
Estimates we do have to mention in most calls,
Mm,
but right now, first get your deviation clearance, and after that, when you're on a deviated track, after that,
mm,
you can mention things. You can give estimates and
mm,
ask for rejoining clearance. So, in routine calls, in places where you don't have to deviate,
mm,
you can mention estimates as needed. Here, we have not mentioned because ATCs are expecting quicker calls, but you can mention estimates also. You can mention ETA also, but right now, let's just deviate first, get the
mm,
clearance, and then in next calls, you can give your estimates.
mm,
We will discuss routine calls, normal calls, reports, position reports, and all. That's where estimates will come in handy. Pilots generally give estimates only till the next point, but in calls, we have been studying to give estimates till ETA.
mm.
So we'll practice both. Now the same call with ATC not responding. How does the call become like? So like I said, ATC not responding, you need to deviate on your own. The call goes pan pan. So here the call will be like this. Pan. All aircraft in vicinity of Uxana. Air India 129er. Bad weather ahead. No ATC in contact. Aircraft deviating on own. Turning right for 15 nautical miles. At 10 nautical miles, will climb 300 feet. All exterior lights on. Keep a lookout. After we'll climb 300 feet to avoid weather or exterior lights on, keep a lookout. They're expecting such simple calls. I could have given you more information, but then you stick to what is required and make sure you have not missed anything essential. And this, what happens afterwards? In both situations, what happened afterwards is that maybe the next question would be that you're cleared of weather. So in clear of weather with ATC, you will say the same thing. Kolkata control, India 129er, flight level 333, because we have climbed 300 feet extra. So our earlier flight level was 330, now we are at 333. Flight level 333, flying parallel on deviated track, right of November 877 or Abeam November 877. Aircraft clear of weather would like to rejoin November 877 over so and so point, estimating that point so and so time.
Mm.
Request descent to flight level 330 and rejoining clearance. Estimating this, ETA this. Similar like this. We have to simplify everything and then take a call. Keep it simple, keep it focused on the fundamentals, which is use of your language and your phrases and certain protocols. In the second call without ATC, what would you do? So chances are you will uh, come in contact with ATC at some point. Until the time you don't come in contact with ATC, now you're going to fly parallel on the deviated track till your destination. Then, even if you don't get connections, the pilots are taught how to try and make an approach giving visual signals, proceed as per flight plan or so. But we are sure somebody or the other will be in touch by then. So here the call would go like this. Kolkata control, if the question says you're clear of weather, ATC in contact, same.
Mm.
Kolkata control, India 129er, at so and so time had deviated on own to avoid weather, had experienced RCF. Present position, flight level 333, 15 nautical miles right, abeam of November 877. Would like aircraft correction. Would like to rejoin November 877 at so and so point, estimating that point so and so time. Request descend to flight level 330 and rejoining route clearance. Estimates ETA. So the calls are pretty simple. We just need to mention what is the difference. So in the call that we made pan, we just stay on the deviated track and we tell ATC that okay, we had lost contact, we had deviated on our own. This is our present position. Please allow us to go back. These are our estimates. These are our ETA. Estimates to also rejoin and estimate to also reach my destination. So both the calls are very similar, right? Slight difference. So we need not get confused there. So always remember, what are we going to be assessed on? We are going to be assessed on two things. Transmissions, which are our first calls based on the question, and transmissions based on reply given by ATC. So first time transmission and reply based transmissions. So we have to be careful. We cannot assume. We be in the moment. We be aware of the situation. Anything that the ATC says, anything happening with the examination, ATC environment, we be on the alert and we communicate properly. We just have to communicate. So weather deviation with ATC, without ATC, any confusions? Think about it. Have you ever come across weather deviations or bad weather ahead? What did you do? Please share something.
No, they didn't ask me about weather deviation.
I mean,
Uh,
in real life.
in real life, yeah, once, but it was like uncontrolled aerodrome, so we didn't care. We just gave all aircraft call, and yeah, there was no one was flying near us. So
So, like, how did you get the update about the weather?
just ATIS, and it was like uncontrolled aerodrome. So we were VFR, we were saying, and yeah,
So, at is in real time or before flight?
real time also before flight also everywhere if it changes. Yeah.
No. So, when did you get to know about en route bad weather? Before flight or in flight? If you can
Uh,
recall.
if it is like if before flight we are getting to know it's going to be bad weather, we didn't go on a flight. And if it's
Correct.
during the flight, we just deviated and we landed somewhere.
You deviated and landed somewhere. Emergency landing, is it?
Yeah.
So, whether aerodromes available nearby?
Yeah, there were few, but we always try to go back to our area. In case if it's like use weather, then we go back to different area.
Correct. Good. Okay. Remember the SCOC codes, if given in the flight plan, those SCOC codes could also be mentioned
Mm,
in your call so that ATCs can find you on the transponder.
mm,
So if you give a SCOC code, then it means that they can find you on the transponder.
mm,
So remember mentioning everything given in these exams flight plan
mm.
uh, is effective basically for situational awareness and logical reasoning. Just hold on. Take a moment, soak everything in, see if you have any questions, any discussions.
For this, like we have aircraft deviating on turning right for 15 nautical miles at 10,
One, not 15,
15.
1 5. Very nice.
15 nautical mile at 10 nautical mile will climb to 300 feet.
Will climb 300 feet and maintain parallel on deviated track. Maintain parallel on deviated track.
It's like this. So in question, it will be given like in which route it is, in which route the
Everything.
bad weather is there. According to that, we can choose how many nautical miles to deviate.
Say the question again.
According to that, we can decide how many nautical miles to deviate, or it is something like format of the
Standard
that we
deviation is standard. Standard deviation is standard. 1 5 nautical miles, 10
have.
nautical miles,
Mm,
climb.
mm,
But bad weather with ATC can vary. It doesn't have to be standard when you're talking to ATC.
mm.
But when you're doing it on your own, it has to be standard. Okay. Just stand by. Um, Anushka, take a short breather for 5 minutes.
Mm.
Okay. Join back at 1545. Like if you
Appa.
want a breather, or you can stay here, sit here and study. Hello, welcome back. How do you read?
Radio 5, how do you read?
Radio 5. Yeah, so any questions?
No.
Great. Now let's go to RVSM and similar situation. What is the flight level we are on? We are on flight level 330 as per the flight plan. So how would the call be like? I'll just discuss the call. I would want you to try and frame it. Would you want to try?
Yes.
Okay. So the call would go like this. Kolkata Control, Air India 129er, over Oksana, flight level 330, November 877. Aircraft unable RVSM due equipment. Request descent to flight level 290. It's a simple call. I'm also very surprised why calls are so simple because ATCs are expecting simpler calls now in exams. So it's actually easier for us.
Yeah.
Hmm. You can add more information on this, estimates, ETA, whatsoever
Hmm.
you think can be essential. Try to put that in the call. But yeah, main structure would be the way I told you it would be. You can make a casual call, you don't have to write it. I was slow because I was writing so that we have it in writing structure if we need it. Okay. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Instead of okay, try Roger.
Roger. Kolkata Control, Air India 129er, over Uxana, flight level 330. Enable RVSM due equipment failure. Request descent to 290.
Not bad. Enable RVSM due equipment. Don't say failure, just say equipment.
Hmm.
And one more thing you said, request descend to 2990. Don't say 290, say flight level 2990. Hmm.
Hmm.
Try to give couple of more pointers if you can based upon the flight level or based upon the chart. Something more that you could add, try to add that in the call. Although this sounds good enough, but try to have a little more information in all your calls. Later on, you can restrict them, you can reduce them.
I'm unable to think about any more. Can we add all exterior lights on, and keep a lookout in this one?
All exterior lights are not needed here.
Keep a lookout?
Keep a lookout is not needed here because you're with ATC.
Oh,
ATC that you only do when we are in unable RVSM
enable.
situation.
Hmm.
Okay, when we'll be doing reports, that's when I'll give you those extra things that we give over RT when we don't have radars. So that is something that we used to give in our old exams also. Now, certain ATCs are expecting shorter calls, so we can omit a few things which are there on the radar. But we will discuss them. When we discuss them, then you add to these calls as per whatever you get in your practice sessions, like practice mocks. But this is good, stick to it. But still, you were a little too fast for me. Go a little slow right now so that you don't make any mistakes. Let's see.
That will be like Kolkata Control, Air India 129er, over Uxana, flight level 330, November 877, unable to maintain RVSM due
Negative.
equipment,
Unable, make a note of unable RVSM
RVSM
due
due
equipment.
equipment. Request descent to flight level 290.
Correct. Now the same situation without ATC. How do we start it from? We started with
Pan, pan,
pan
pan,
and
pan,
we
pan, pan.
send it to all aircraft.
All aircraft, all aircraft.
Carry on.
Pan, 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 pan. All aircraft in vicinity of Uxena. Air India 129er. Enable RVSM. Due equipment.
Carry on. Then what did we do for deviation on own during weather? We do the same deviation here.
Same thing. Okay. Due equipment. Aircraft deviation on own. Turn right 15 nautical miles. At 10 nautical mile. Will climb 300 feet. All exterior lights on. Keep a lookout.
Now at 10 nautical miles, we'll climb 500 feet. In RVSM, the climb or descent becomes 500 feet.
It's logic.
Very good, very good. You're picking up very fast. That was really nice. So aircraft deviation on own, no, aircraft deviating on own will turn right for 15 nautical miles. At 10 nautical miles, will climb 500 feet. You can always mention maintain flight level 335.
Hmm.
Will maintain flight level 335. All exterior lights on. Keep a lookout. Oh yeah, will maintain flight level 335. All exterior lights on. Keep a lookout. The words maintaining and maintain can be used in your calls because ATCs are using it.
Hmm.
So climb and maintain, climb and maintain. Whenever somebody tells you to climb to a flight level, it means climb and maintain. So it's okay, flight level 330 or maintaining flight level 330. Both will mean the same thing.
So in case of weather deviation, it is 300, and in case of RVSM, it is 500.
Correct. Because RVSM reciprocal traffic, flight level 410 and flight level 2990. In between this,
Hmm.
planes in same direction, like we discussed,
So
they will
1000
have
feet or
2000 feet.
2000 feet.
And planes in reciprocal track,
Hmm.
1000 feet.
Hmm.
So reciprocal 1000, same direction 2000.
Hmm.
So keeping ourselves in the center of 1000 feet and certain nautical miles away from the airway center line keeps any potential collisions safe. Keeps us from any potential collisions.
Hmm.
So an airway center line has a direction, has a radial, has a magnetic direction,
Hmm.
and it's given a width of 5 nautical miles on the left and 5 nautical miles on the right, like this. So the whole airway or the sky highway in layman's term, the thickness or the lanes, they are spread across 10 nautical miles.
Hmm.
Okay, so that is almost 18 kilometers, way big. So it is important that we come out of this area by an added 10 nautical mile distance. 10 nautical mile. So I could have simply come 15 nautical mile on the right and deviated. If I do that, then still I'm on the edge of the airway. Chances
Hmm.
are there will be other aircrafts flying on the airway. Not everybody will be maintaining the same track. There would be some error of a point degree, point certain degrees, point certain degrees. Not everybody will be accurately following on top of each other. Somebody will be slightly on the right, somebody will be slightly on the left. So if I go 10 nautical miles on the right, then I'm getting 5 nautical mile worth of separation from the edge of the airway. But I don't just need five, I need 1 0 to keep it safe. This is how the airspace uh, designs for deviations and safety parameters have come in place. So that's why 5 to come out of the route and 1 0 to stay out of the route completely. So total 1 5 nautical miles. So that way we are not on the route, we are carefully away from the route. Are you following? And
Roger.
then we deviate on that route and we maintain our, what do we say? We maintain our deviated track till the time communication is established. In this case, once the communication is established, what will you do? Here, try to take that call. Kolkata Control, Air India 129er, flight level 335, flying parallel on deviated track, 15 nautical miles right of November 877. At so and so time, had lost contact with ATC, aircraft unable RVSM due equipment. Request rejoining clearance. Would like to rejoin route November 877 over so and so point and descend to flight level 290 due aircraft unable RVSM due equipment. Request descent and rejoining clearance. The same thing you structure, you can put it in a shorter construct of your call, but you have to mention everything clearly. You can simply say Kolkata Control, India 129er, 15 nautical miles, Abim November 877, had deviated due unable RVSM and RCF. Aircraft unable RVSM due equipment. Request descent to flight level 290. Would like to rejoin November 877 at so and so point, estimating that point so and so time. Request descent and rejoining clearance. So let's make sure that we stick to that protocol that enable RVSM, we have to descend to a non-RVSM flight level. Are you following? I want you to understand and then frame your calls, both step by step. Without understanding, giving calls, no. With understanding but not giving calls, no. We'll do both. So
Affirm.
always, sorry, yeah. So always when you are giving a call or learning about a call, also think about what would happen when ATC reverts, when ATC replies, or the situation is corrected, or the situation is over, or I have to come back to resume normal navigation. And prepare those calls also, discuss those calls also, so that in the exam you're not surprised if ATC is putting something across you. So that way we are very well able to sum up everything without losing much points. RCF deviation on own, we do know that we have weather and we have RVSM. Okay. Transmitting blind call. Let's say the question here. Similar question over Uxena, lose contact with ATC. Take action. That's it, nothing else. It means we don't have to do any deviation. It means we don't have to do pan call. But now transmitting blind has a rule. And here we have to be slightly careful. If we get a question that ATC is not in contact, over here we know Kolkata control uh, is in range, is the ATC that is going to take care of us. But if Kolkata control is not responding, then what I'm taught in RCF procedures, in RT and radio telephony and everything, communications protocols, is that I should try and establish communication with the next available ATCs. First on VHF, then on HF, then maybe interpilot, not interpilot, but relay, see if anybody can relay. If nothing of that works, then you come back to the original frequency and then make a transmitting blind call. Okay. It's very organic and it's very realistic. So you can try and see Bhubaneswar correction. Nagpur control, India 123 correction. Nagpur control, India 129 negative contact with Kolkata control. Already Nagpur control has passed you over to Kolkata, so chances are less that Nagpur will talk to you. We can still check. If not, then we know the next ATC would be Vizag Tower only. So Vizag Tower and a 129er. If Vizag Tower doesn't respond, then Kolkata Radio, Air India 129er, that is on HF. We will only do it when we have HF on board.
Mm.
And if they also don't say, then you say all aircraft in the vicinity of Uxana and a 129er, negative contact with ATC. See if anybody responds to you on that frequency. It will be the frequency used for control itself. So that you're trying, maybe control cannot listen to you. Maybe on the same frequency, other aircrafts who are tuned with control, maybe they can listen to you. So
Okay.
if they can hear
So,
you, then you can ask them to relay your calls.
so first we will, in this case, first we will try to contact Kolkata Control, then we will give all aircraft call, or first all aircraft and then Kolkata Control.
You look at the
Transmitting
question.
manual.
No, first all ground ATCs in sequence, then HF, then nearby aircrafts.
Hmm.
First try all HF ATC, VHF ATCs.
Hmm.
Then check for any traffic who can hear you. Check on HF. If nothing works,
Yes.
then do transmitting blind call. So, but first in the exam, there'll be hints given to you. If the hint is given in a way that only your ATC is not in contact, then you can try and call the next ATC. Just raise the station. See if they respond. But if they say your receiver has failed, your transmitter has failed, or you have total RCF, it means that no point in trying to contact anyone because system failure is there. So you just directly go to your transmitting blind call. So look out for the hint in the question. Only your ATC or no ATC or
Hmm.
total RCF, something like that. So if I sense from the question that only Kolkata is not responding, then only I'll try and raise stations for all other ATCs in the sequence. So here, let's assume that we have had total RCF or we have tried all stations. Then what kind of call will I take? So for this now, I will need, for a routine call, I'll need to look at my chart carefully because now I'll have to mention everything in the call. So the call will go to original ATC,
Kolkata.
Kolkata Control, India 129er, transmitting blind over Uxana, flight level 330, negative contact with ATC, Airbus 321 moderate, November 877, IFR Nagpur to Vizag, estimating Ribro 1345, ETA Vizag 1400, persons on board 900, endurance 0130, SCOC 4286, will call again at 1330. I say again, Kolkata Control, Air India 129er, transmitting blind over Uxana, flight level 330, Negative contact with ATC. Airbus 321 moderate. November 877. IFR Nagpur to Vizag. Estimating Ribro 1345. ETA Vizag 1400. Persons on board 900. Endurance 0130. Skok 4286. Will call again at 1330. Did you understand the call?
For for
Here,
Vishakhapatnam,
mhm,
can we use Vizag?
we will choose what is given to us, Vishakhapatnam only. We will use Vishakhapatnam only.
Hmm. And
Here, because
for
we could see Vizag Tower here, so we use Vizag Tower. But you use what is given to you on the chart. Mostly it will be Vishakhapatnam.
hmm.
Mhm.
And for ETA, we use ETA or estimated time of arrival.
ETA, ETA.
ETA. Cool.
Yeah. We say estimating just once. Here we only have one waypoint, Ribro.
Hmm.
Rest we don't only have the destination.
Hmm.
If you would have had more waypoints, then as a rule, we have to report one waypoint before a control boundary and one waypoint after a control boundary.
Hmm.
And we also have to give estimates of a control boundary if we are going to cross it. So be careful about these things. We will discuss this when we do reports, of course. But yeah, now that we have introduced, you might just pick it up because it's very simple. It's not difficult. So remember, one waypoint before a control boundary and one waypoint after a control boundary should be mentioned when giving estimates.
Hmm.
A minimum I'm talking about. So my routine call would be like this. So just that what we need to focus more upon in this situation is this. We'll call again in next 10 minutes. Here, clarity I could have given by mentioning the time at the start of call also.
Hmm.
1320 could be the present time, and then
Hmm.
it would have made more sense.
Hmm.
And then I say again, this is very important. Repeating the call twice and mentioning transmitting line.
Hmm.
Are you following?
Roger.
Sure. Take a couple of minutes to go through these points. Tell me if you have any doubts. Then I'll make you practice a few calls.
Hmm.
Take your time, no rush. Focus on quality and remember to remember what you're learning. Okay. Now that we are doing studies in class and you'll be doing studying later on also, you'll be doing studies later on. So make sure you remember things and not forget. That's it. So make a good pattern of revising, revisions, and discussions on a daily basis. And especially the days when we are not having a live lecture. So those days you should be active. So you revise everything and drop couple of questions over chat or just couple of updates over chat. So I'm going through this, I'm going through this. Yeah. So that way all our hard work would stay intact till the day of exams. Any questions? Think. Take your time, no rush.
Just a second.
Yeah, yeah, take your time. I'll give you 5 minutes to do this. What are the five requirements for the aircraft to be RVSM approved?
Charlie and Sierra, alternative, oh sorry,
Mode Charlie and Mode Sierra transponders should be operational.
operational
Mm-hmm.
altimeter redundancy,
Mm-hmm.
ACAS and TCAS,
Mm-hmm.
and
Autom
altitude holding
reporting, yeah, automatic altitude holding device
holding
and
device.
altitude reporting device.
Hmm.
Fine, done.
Yes, affirm.
Okay. So we'll use the same chart and we'll be doing a reverse flight, like return flight. So your departure is from Visakhapatnam and your destination is Nagpur. Your route is November 877.
Hmm.
Okay. So I'm giving you some questions. Just give me the calls. Your call sign will be Air India 1219er. Okay, 1219er. Hmm. Just giving you random situations. Try to give the nicest call that you can. Over Ribro, lose contact with ATC and experience more Charlie failure. Take action.
Pan, 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 pan. Pan, 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 pan. All aircraft in vicinity of Ribro enable RVSM. Aircraft deviating on own will turn right 15 nautical mile. At 10 nautical mile, descend 500 feet. All exterior lights on. Keep a lookout. Maintain 330.
Say again.
Maintain flight level 330.
Now you are deviating, so you cannot be on 330 because you are descending
Oh,
500 feet. It will be
3 to
3 to
5.
5.
Mhm.
Hmm. Not bad, very good. It could be slightly better,
Mhm.
but it was good. Make sure all the thinking you are doing before you take the call so that there's no dead air in the call, a long
Okay.
gap in the call. Hmm. Okay, next situation I'll give you. Mm, over Uksena received bad weather warning ahead.
ATC is in contact.
Make what you will out of the question. Over Uksena received bad weather warning ahead. Actually, yes, they have not mentioned anything about RCF, so yes, with ATC. Good.
Visakhapatnam Tower, Air India 1219er, moderate, over Ribro, flight level 325, November 877. Received bad weather warning ahead. Would like to turn right for 15 nautical mile at 10 nautical mile. Will descend 300 feet. Duration 10 minutes to avoid weather. Request further clearance.
Request weather deviation.
Request weather deviation.
Not bad. But why Vishakhapatnam Tower? We already established that it could be control,
Control.
Kolkata control.
Kolkata control.
Mm. Air India 1219er, Vishakhapatnam Tower. Contact Kolkata control on 125.775.
Contact Kolkata control on 125.775. Air India 1219.
Correct. Here you can also say changing to Kolkata control when you are in the process of directly changing, or it was correct, contact. And then
Hmm.
you can say changing to, and then only change over.
Hmm.
Now make the call to Kolkata
Changing.
control.
Okay. Hmm. Kolkata control. Air India 1219er, moderate, over Ribro, flight level 325, November 877, received bad weather warning ahead, would like to turn right, 15 nautical mile, at 10 nautical mile, will descend 300 feet, duration 10 minutes, to avoid weather, request weather deviation.
Sounds right. Going ahead, we'll talk about a little bit of emphasis on certain words so that they stand out when we speak them. So, the CTR and CTA around Nagpur, the one has a radius of 25 nautical miles, that is CTR, and CTA apparently I think has 50. We'll be careful looking in the chart, but looks like 50. So this dotted circle, when it intersects with my route November 877,
Hmm.
so this point here is where I am 50 DME inbound Nagpur or 50 nautical miles inbound Nagpur. Approximately DME and nautical mile will be same,
Hmm.
although they are not the same. They will vary. So yeah. So next question is 100 nautical miles inbound November Papa, experience receiver failure. Take action.
Nagpur Control, Air India 1219er, transmitting blind 1320 over Ribro. Correction 100 nautical mile inbound. November November Papa. Flight level 325. Negative contact with ATC. Air India 321 moderate. November 887. IFR from Visakhapatnam to Nagpur. ETA 1350. Endurance 0130. Squawk 429er. Will call again at 140. Correction 1330. I say again. Nagpur Control. Air India 1219er. Transmitting blind 100 nautical mile inbound. November November Papa. Flight level 325. Negative contact with ATC. Air India 321. Moderate. November 887. Correction, November 877. IFR from Visakhapatnam to Nagpur. ETA 1350. Endurance 0130. Squawk 429er. Will call again at 1330.
Not bad. Very good. Good. So you see, it's pretty straightforward.
Mm,
Okay. And if we stick to points of concern, and if we are aware logically, and if we are aware about the protocols and the language, then we end up giving simple and correct calls, and it becomes very easy for us. But
mm,
we have to remember to even always listen carefully, and revert accordingly.
mm,
And we have to ensure that our situational awareness and logical reasoning are active from the point of view of a PIC.
mm,
So that way we end up making least to least errors and our results come out in our favor. Okay. Now remember, we have to sound like pilots, and we have to keep in mind the human factors involved with people conducting the exam and people giving us clearances and so
mm,
on. So there is a kind of expectations that they have which we have to meet. At the same time, we have to stick to our manuals, our protocols. So your intent should be the same, that okay, I want to speak like a realistic pilot. Okay. And yeah, we follow that. The basic protocols will be very important. Fundamentals: when we make a call, we use 4 Ws. When we reply, we start with our readback, then we acknowledge, then we
mm,
give some information, and then we end with our call sign. That is very important. So it's something that we have already established. So I can see that in whatever responses you give me now, they are much more cleaner and quicker, and hardly any couple of silly errors into November and Roger okay or something like that, which definitely can easily be rectified. Good job. Do you have any doubts on these situations? We have done five, six variations on calls where RCF deviating on own falls within where the deviation by self and RVSM
mm,
enable by self. Transmitting blind is a different type of call.
mm,
Choosing the right ATC, be very careful, don't be confused. There'll be a lot of hints given to us,
mm,
mentioning squawk, endurance, persons on board, and then enable RVSM with ATC and weather deviation with ATC. Some pilots would say, अरे weather deviation with ATC में मुझे ये standard deviation क्यों दे रहे हो? मैं तो मेरे हिसाब से लूँगा. They'll be like, okay, I don't want to follow this. I'll follow what I feel. So
mm,
they are right there. If you have any such hint given to you, any such resource given to you, then you can ask for deviation based upon that resource. Here we are assuming a standard pattern,
mm,
thinking that this pattern will help us avoid the weather. If this is not helping us, then we'll not ask for this. We'll ask for something
mm.
else. We can ask for a smaller climb, smaller descent, and so on. Okay, great. Any questions? Any doubts? Any challenges?
It's always better to put like timing first in the transmitting blind radio call because any which ways we have to give the time at the end. We'll call again after 10 minutes. Like in this
That is
case, we can,
correct.
yeah, it's better to not be confused and mess it up. And
That is correct.
uh, can you send me the charts for aerodrome or parking bay, or we are doing it in next session?
I'll show
Because
you
I
some
don't have that.
charts.
Hmm,
I'll show you some charts. And yeah, I'll show you some charts. We'll practice in class. One or two charts are enough for you to get an idea.
hmm,
So you don't have to go through all charts. But I'll show you aerodrome charts. What else? Tell me. Anything?
that I can think of right now.
Other than this, we will have only reports.
Hmm,
I don't know why you are on spotlight. I think just a second. Hmm. It should be like we have multi speakers visible. I don't know why we're not visible. It's fine. So yeah,
hmm,
other than these calls, now we'll have routine calls. When I say routine calls, it means reports, different types of reports,
hmm,
and there'll be a lot of miscellaneous calls. Okay, and then there'll be urgency and distress calls.
hmm,
So those are the two segments. We'll be doing it in the next two lectures or the same lecture. And that being done, we would have covered almost all important types of calls.
hmm,
And then we can simply practice on a timer, simulating an exam scenario. Are you
hmm.
following? Okay, good. Now, can you answer these questions? Physiology.
Negative out.
Hmm.
Approved. Break. Roger. Correct.
Roger or correct? Roger is I have received and understood your
Central
message.
students.
Roger is I have received and understood your message. Any challenges?
No.
I'll give you one more. Just a second. All right. Just look at the screen and try to be accurate with phraseology. Just think and answer. Okay, now,
Approved.
can you, are you sure you said approved for permission for proposed action granted
Permission
also?
is approved. Authorized to clear is cleared. Authorized to produce Proceed is cleared.
Yeah, focus. Okay, this is the last thing. Then we are wrapping up. Don't worry. Please do it well. Hmm. Next,
Yes, is
just give me the answer directly.
Roger.
Affirm. Come on.
Affirm.
Sorry. Are you
Yeah,
saturated?
yeah, maybe
A lot, a
we can do
lot.
this. Affirm. Review 2 is readable now and then.
Monitor.
Monitor. Confirm.
Confirm.
Unreadable. Uh, read perfectly readable.
Okay.
Author has to.
It's okay. I'm just smiling. I'm just surprised you with this, so it's fine.
Yeah, author has to listen this.
We
Approve.
already solved it. We already solved it.
Oh,
Question number
we
one.
cleared,
Come on.
cleared.
So
Uh,
see, you have to fix this confusion because these questions could come if you
yeah.
get phrases approved and cleared. Definitely, you'll
Uh,
get in the exam. Hmm.
cancel.
Are you sure? Very good.
Uh, correction.
Last.
Wilco.
No, Wilco is will comply.
Will comply. Roger.
No, Roger is I have received and understood your
Uh,
message. This is the reply to Roger. Acknowledge.
Acknowledge.
A
I have
little
to
more
revise it.
work on
Yeah.
phraseology
Mm,
and make sure you look at the word and phrases for a
mm,
long time till it sticks to your memory in the form of a picture memory.
mm,
Instead of reading it once and then trying to recall, you just click a picture memory of the phraseology, something like that. Or you
mm,
make a list of your most confused, where you're getting more confused. You can make a list of those as well.
mm,
Okay, good job. Uh, Monday, we are going to connect. And in
mm,
case we can connect before in
mm,
the weekend, then I'll check with you. Okay. If you'll be free for an hour or so, then we'll be able to do one session. Otherwise, Monday for sure, so that you're not, in like, so that you know is what I'm telling you. So I'll check with you on both days if there's a possibility. Otherwise, Monday, similar time, maybe early in the afternoon, 11 or 12 in the morning, 11 in the morning or 12 noon or so. And we'll do as planned. Okay.
mm.
Do as much as reading as you can. And if you have any idle time, then just text me. I'll give you something to be busy. Okay. All the best. Good job.
Thank
I
you.
think you're picking it up well,
Mm,
and we will certify that when we do your practice exam.
mm.
So keep it up. Okay. If you need anything, just let
Bye.
me know.
Mm.
Yes. Bye bye.